influencing project design early in the process. Previously, the federal government didn't start the assessment by asking Indigenous nations for their views on whether a project proposal was deemed unacceptable or what changes to that proposal would make a project acceptable.
In the past, it was primarily the responsibility of the proponent to develop a plan for how a project would look. And that's led, in some cases, to projects that were located in a bad spot, or that pipelines or transmission lines that were routed in a way that didn't make sense to communities. And that was a sign that the communities didn't get involved early enough.
Fortunately, the new federal impact assessment process creates a window of opportunity during the planning phase for Indigenous nations to engage with the government and the project proponent on whether the project's location or key design features present any showstoppers. This is a time when Indigenous nations can identify what things must be changed if the project is even allowed to go forward to the impact assessment. Planning is necessary because you will need to clearly communicate your nation's response to the initial project description within the first 80 days of the planning phase, which needs staff, time, and resources. Effectively communicating your nation's concerns about the project proposal, including any changes that are necessary to avoid unacceptable impacts, can be critical to avoid conflict at later phases of the assessment.
Because if the job isn't done right, the onus is not only on the government, the proponent, but it's also on First Nations, because we have to go back to our people at the end of the day and tell them this is what we did. This is how it rolled out. It didn't roll out the way you guys wanted it to, but it rolled out. After it rolls out, then the conflict starts. And once that conflict starts, there's no resolution to it. So it's better to sit there at the onset and just get it done right.
The new process provides new opportunities for Indigenous nations to make their concerns known, but for these opportunities to bear fruit, early work by the nation is paramount. And to effectively make this work, a relationship needs to be developed with the project proponent.
Early engagement meaning build that partnership, build that relationship, ensure that there's communication, there's that continuity of conflict resolution, dispute resolution. Make sure that that's all out on the table, because without that, you're going to run into a lot of roadblocks. You're going to be running into potholes after potholes because you've already lost that important first step.
Possessing accurate, technical knowledge of the proposed project before the impact assessment begins will be one of your keys to success. Having your own nation's systems and procedures in place to encourage proponents to engage your nation before a new project enters the impact assessment process can make a critical difference, both in getting a proponent to engage your nation in advance and helping your nation plan ahead.
We encourage communities to do early work and do as early a work as possible. And that may well be work that has to occur before a new project is even proposed in your territory.
If your nation is prepared, then its voice will have maximum impact on the project throughout the process. For more information, go to our website to watch more videos in this series and download the Coalition's new guide to effective Indigenous involvement in federal impact assessment. Please feel free to contact us at any time. The Coalition is here to help.